Making Minecraft more aesthetically pleasing is easier than ever with these amazing resource packs. So today we're going to take a look at some resource packs that will improve your Minecraft world. So let's hop into it. Alright, here we are. As you can see, we are in a little bit of a town slash city. This is where we're going to be showcasing a lot of the different things that this can do. So let's hop in to the first one right here. So our first one is up in here, and that is varied bookshelves. We have a ton of really cool bookshelves that are way more interesting to look at. So if we pop in here, it looks like we maybe have like a seed or something. We got like an apple or like something cool right there. Maybe a little present. I'm not too sure. Just an interesting looking book. But there's tons of different things. We got a glow ink sack. Maybe it's like a tiny glow squid, something like that. We got some cobwebs and a lot of other things as well. As you can see right here, these are a ton of the variations, and honestly, this isn't even all of them. So builders are gonna be way happy with new looking bookshelves. This just works by placing them down and randomly getting a new one, as you can see, like that. Now, this next one is one that is so helpful for builders, and that is invisible item frames. As you can see right here, you can place whatever you want in item frames and have it look nice. So if you want to designate that this house is the Wandering Trader house, all you have to do is put down your item frame and throw them in. There we go. This is now the Wandering Trader house. Or if you want to come over here and say that this is, you know, apples, all you have to do is place down an invisible item frame, rotate it around, and man, that's looking a lot better. Now, this pack is pretty cool. As you place down a normal item frame, you do see that it's still there. So if you do want an item frame looking texture, but in the settings, you can change it that the glow item frame is invisible, or you can have both of them invisible as well. So if you want to decorate something like this a little bit better, you can place some wheat down on the side to make it look like it's, you know, there's actually wheat there. Or make it look like someone has dropped their tools. So right there, it looks like they fell on the ground. And this could also look pretty cool if you place this down, crouch, place a glow item frame, and put a sword. Now it looks like your sword is actually being worked on. There is a ton you can do with these glowing item frames to make them way more interesting. And this also leads into the next one, which you see right here, which is spawned eggs, which have new egg drops. Now, for some reason, it doesn't show all of them. It could be another resource pack kind of messing with it. Editing Perry here. Yes, there was another resource pack kind of messing with it, but here are a picture of all the eggs and how cool they look. So if you are having issues with this one, probably just put it on top of your resource packs or disable one or two of the other packs to get this to be working. But here is all of them. You can see them all, and they look pretty awesome. Now, as I walk up to this house, you may notice something is looking a little weird. And if you couldn't notice it, these trapdoors have a little bit of a different texture. And that's because we have a better trapdoors. As I place these down, you can see that these are the normal trapdoors, but they just look a lot better. Oh, look at that. You can see all the textures actually match the planks. So when you're building a house or something like this, it's gonna look a lot cleaner. So as we pop down into here, you can see that this is also a trapdoor. And we got trapdoors right here that will help match the rest of the house. So now you'll be able to make your builds a lot more interesting. Now, if you're paying attention a little earlier, you may be wondering, what the heck? I didn't know there's white cobblestone. And to that I say, it's not, it's actually diorite. Same with this one. You may be wondering, okay, maybe diorite doesn't look too bad. So if we fly over here, we'll see that this next one is overhauling all of the stones to make them a little more interesting. Right over here, we have andesite. We have just the regular andesite stairs, slabs, and things like that. It's a little bit darker, but that could be kind of cool. This next one is diorite, and honestly, the polished diorite doesn't look too bad. It looks okay. I wouldn't say it's still amazing, but it looks a little bit better. And same with granite. This definitely looks a little bit more like, I don't know, like chunky beans. So maybe you can make it look like a dirty path where you have all your cobblestones are starting to get a little bit of dirt in between them and it turns this color. So for example, up here, you can kind of see a little bit of that. I think this is actually diorite and diorite right here as well. So you've seen a little bit of these different things kind of floating around and it just makes this a little bit more visually interesting. But this is just an aesthetic pack that can help you build and give you a little bit of a different variation. This next one is definitely one that's super cool. And it just blows my mind. So if we grab an armor stand, we'll come over here, we'll stick it right in the middle, and we'll put our armor on it. You know, it doesn't look anything crazy, but if we come over here and we pose it, to no pose, it will start spinning. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is so cool. And this works with any armor stand. So if you want to place down something right here, you can have them start spinning around, and oh, it just looks so cool. Look at that. But there are some other really cool things you can do with this. For example, once we're in this house, we're going to place an armor stand down, Let's give him another helmet, have him start spinning. Then let's place a piston down like that. We're gonna add a little bit of bricks, and let's push it in like that. We can break that. And we now have a spinning thing on our table. Maybe this is like some kind of stone or something like that that you can spin around. And overall, it just is this cool little feature that you can have some animation to your world. This next one is pretty simple, but is kind of fun. This is wool signs. Oh no, it's gonna do this for every single one, isn't it? Oh no. But as you can see, you have all these different colors of signs, and instead of having the regular wood type, you can see that the wood only surrounds the border. On the back, they look the same, so if you want to do a backways one, you can still get that same color. But on the front, you have wool signs, and they look pretty cool. And honestly, there's a lot of fun things you can do with these as well. This next pack is actually, it literally blows my mind. There is so much to it. As you can see right here, this is a little bit different than your normal leaves, and you can see a few more. And yellow. Wait a minute, this is a lot of nature, and honestly, I'm not going to be able to go through every single feature. There are so many things, I probably don't even know about them all, but there are just a few that are really cool. One of them is that leaves will now fall into the water, and you'll be able to see them kind of splash like that. Oh, look at that. That is just a small feature, but it looks so pretty. Oh, and they kind of float around too, and they just keep accumulating. It's such a small thing, but you could add so much ambiance to your world because of that. The next feature is that lava will splatter on the ground. Look at that. Oh, it's a small little feature, but it just looks so cool. And you can totally add a lot of ambiance by using this as well in your builds. And another feature is planting. Oh my goodness, look at this. So if we bone meal these, what? Oh, magic sparks? That is really cool. It looks so pretty. Oh, if you had a system, you would be able to get some really cool sparkles that slowly just keep coming around. Ooh, that would be a really cool machine to make. And we have some new variations for the mushrooms, so they're going to look a little bit different as well. And as we come out here, these saplings also have a 3D texture and just look a lot better. I really like the birch one, but we see a few of the other ones as well. There we go. We'll put these pale oak sapling right there. That is not all. All these ones have amazing features as well. So if we want to come over here and add some pale hanging moss, we will also see some new textures that come along with that as well. Look at that, it's pretty cool. And there are just a few different variations to make this a little bit more interesting. And as you can see right here, Mossy Cobble also has some variations. If we look at this wall right here, you'll see that there is a few variations for the Cossy Marble.
What?
For the Mossy Cobble, it's looking a little bit more snazzy. And the same goes for vines. There is a lot of new textures for these vines as well. Look at that. We got lots of different flowers, variations, and colors. It is also pretty cool. And the cactus flower has also been updated to look a little bit better, as you can see right there. We got a few variations of this as well to make sure you're not seeing the same thing all the time. And we need to update the variants for these as well. Look at that. We have some new different kinds of pumpkins, and they'll all have different faces to make them way more interesting and unique compared to each other. And lastly is the sweet berry bushes. As we plant these around, you'll be able to see that they look a little bit different and have some different variations. And the same happens when you grow them up. Look at that. We'll see a few of these different variations. Oh no. Also, these flowers are updated. Look at all the particles though. That's kind of cool. They will just look a little bit different and a little bit more interesting. And one of the last features we'll take a look at is the campfire. It's now got a little bit of a glow around it, which is kind of cool. And the same goes with this old campfire. If we come all the way over here, we'll be able to see a little bit of a blue glow around this. And if it begins to rain, we'll be able to see one of the other cool features is that the raindrops are so much better. Look at that. You can kind of see them splash all over the place. It's looking pretty cool. It's a small but simple feature. And one of the last features is splashing. It just looks a lot better. Whoop! Splash. This has been a lot of nature, and there's so many more features that I haven't even showed. It's actually nuts. There is so much to this one, and I'd recommend you checking it out and seeing the whole wiki on MCPE DL. Now, this next pack is pretty cool. This is Eating Animation Plus. Look at that. You slowly chomp down and whoop, disappears. If we come into first person and chomp down on this, you slowly see it get eaten away. Oh, that is so cool. It's a small feature, and obviously it's not really for builders, but it is an aesthetic change that is pretty fun, and it can just bring a little bit more immersion if you're role-playing and things like that in your world. And this works for a variety of different foods. And as you can see, a lot of these packs actually work together in the same world. And this next one is also pretty cool. We have glass. We've got lots of better glass too. So as you can see right here, they just look so much better. It looks so much cleaner, and you don't even have those borders along the edges. And this works for all the different types of glass, so you can get a little bit better coloring with all your glass. And you can modify how you want your glass to appear in the settings as well. But personally, I really like this more invisible type one. You can barely tell that there's glass, but if you want to block off someone from going somewhere and don't want it to be too obtrusive, you can do something like that. And if you make a little wall, something like this, obviously you can still see it, but you can mostly see through. Unlike the normal glass, it's way thicker and way more difficult to see through. But for this, it's not too bad. As you can see, this works for glass panes as well, and it just makes your glass look a lot better. Now, this next one has to do with many of the blocks I have in my hand, but if we come over here to the river, we'll see that our sugarcane is no longer 2D. It's 3D. That's so cool. Obviously, you can still walk through it and things like that, but that just looks so much better. And the same goes for the dripstone. Instead of having a 2D texture, it's actually 3D. And oh, that looks so much better. That looks so much better. As we come over here, we also see that our saplings have also been updated to be 3D, along with the mushrooms. So this is a 3D vanilla blocks, and is a very cool one if you want a little bit better foliage. Would you say that your wildflowers aren't wild and colorful enough? Well, let's fix that with the rainbow wildflowers. As you place them down, you'll have a bunch of different colors, making them way more interesting. These are so much more lively and just interesting to look at. You can place these really anywhere, and you'll see them in lots of different colors. This is really just a small one, but for those who like pretty flowers, this is a great way to add a little bit more color into your world. But some of you may want the absolute opposite of having textures, and this is like the trailers. It is a really cool, and obviously everything looks like it could be from the trailers. And yo, this actually looks like it works with the 3D item textures as well. Pretty cool. And you can see like tons of these blocks have been updated and are way smoother and way cleaner. So this could be a fun little way to have different colors and variations of all the different blocks. They'll make it look way more like the trailers. It's kind of cool. It's cool to walk around and see how flat the textures look, but also how kind of stylized they are too. Does this do anything? No? I guess my redstone isn't up to par. Huh. So overall, this could be a fun, simple way to just have different textures in your world. I know this may be the opposite of what you're looking for, but I still think it could be kind of fun to have a little bit of a different textures. So as you run up, you may be wondering, wait a minute, how do you get those textures right there? Wait a minute, what about these ones right here? That's looking a little weird. And that comes because of O's carved wood. So as you place this down, you don't really see a big difference, nothing too crazy. The circle doesn't come from that. Don't worry about the circle, it comes from La Nature. But as you can see, nothing really crazy's happened. If you use these full stripped logs, you get to see a brand new texture. And look at that, there is so many cool designs for this. And that goes for a bunch of other ones as well. You can kind of see some of the textures like that. And we'll be able to see a few of them for these other logs as well. And we also have the blue log right here. And this also works with bamboo. Look at that. It's looking pretty cool. So if you want to make some way interesting decorations, this is a great pack to do that. As you can see, this looks way more interesting. It just has a little bit more life to it. And look at that. You've got an interesting wall texture as well. Or if you want to use them as pillars on top of your house, look at that. That could also be very interesting. This is just a small way to differentiate the stripped oak logs from the full variants and make them a lot more interesting. Now, this next one might be a little bit hard to see in the town at first, but I'm going to show you outside. This is Luth's Sensible Stairs, Slabs, and such. And as you can see right here, you don't really see a whole lot of difference, but as we continue to place blocks, you'll be able to see that the textures are just a little bit different, especially with the slabs. Look at that. Now, these slabs have a little bit of a different texture, and a lot of the new blocks have adjusted the top of the stairs as well, such as the sandstone stairs right here. They're looking a little better. But this is especially noticeable for all of these walls right here. As you can see, when I place them down, they just look a little bit different on top. And honestly, they just look a little bit cleaner, and I really like that. And one of the ones that stands out to me is definitely the brick. I love the smooth top of the brick, and just the textures look so much better for the walls right here. But this is also available for prismarine. As you can tell, the prismarine just looks a little bit better, and it has a different texture on the top of it. And the same goes for the prismarine brick slabs. They look a lot better, having a new kind of texture. And one of the cool things about prismarine is that the bottom has an updated texture as well as the top. And as you've noticed, the fences look a little bit different as well. And this is just a subtle change to make them look, just a little bit nicer as well. Look at that. Those look so much smoother and so much cleaner. But those are not the only blocks that have been updated with new bottom textures. So if we look at these blocks right here, you can see the furnace has a new bottom texture along with all of these ones as well. This will make building upside down a lot more interesting. Like, look at that. You got birch, oak, dark oak, and you got a little bit more of a red mangrove. It's kind of cool. And the same goes with the bed and sandstone as well. But overall, this really is a small way to make your buildings look a little bit better. This is Aluth's sensible stairs, slabs, and such. But if you want to make your world look a little more lively, you can try Gray's Mob's Overhaul port. Look at this. They got like way new textures and they just look a lot better. Except the foxes for some reason. And the axolotls. And the creeper is looking bugged. Now, obviously, not all of the mobs have been overhauled, and there are a few glitches, so not everything's working 100%, but you can see a few of them right here. Obviously, we have the cow. You've got different kinds of pigs. We've got chickens. Look at them. We got pigs. We even got sheep, which is pretty cool. And we even have zombies. We're going to put him inside so it doesn't burn. Oh, he's looking a little bit creepy. That's all I got to say. And same with these skeletons as well. They got new textures. And even the wither skeleton, look at those guys. So if you want new mob textures, feel free to check this one out to see all these new textures. So hopefully you found some really cool packs to check out because we had a lot of them. If you want links to any of these, all of them will be in the description. So please check them out. And feel free to check out any other resource packs and texture packs right here. Thanks for watching. Bye.